we're going to be installing these chairs on the G37, and this is what the bottom of the chair looks like, and this is what the bottom of the OEM looks like. All right, we're back with another video, and in today's video, what I'm going to try to attempt, well, I never have done before. I'm going to try to remove all the guts from this chair to this one. All I really need is for the chair to go forward and backwards. I can go out and purchase a track, and it will fit in here. I could buy one of those universal tracks, and I could make it fit on the car. But I think I could use this. I think I could make this work. I'm gonna try my best, and if it doesn't work, then we could all laugh about this. So as you can see, there's a lot of stuff in here. I am not gonna use all of it. There's probably only gonna be one motor that's gonna be used, and a lot of the stuff is gonna be deleted. It's not gonna have all the features. I just want the brackets so it could mount to the floorboard, and I want the electric motor so it could go forward and backward. That's all I want from it. And the whole reason why I'm doing this is, well, you can see this chair, it's put together with duct tape or something. It's in really bad condition, and that chair is in really good condition. So we're obviously gonna swap them out. It's gonna look better. It's gonna hold us in there a little bit better when we're trying to go sideways or have some fun with this car. So the game plan is pretty much going to be remove the bracket from here, install it back in the car, figure out what motor works what feature, and eliminate what I don't need. So that's enough talking. Let's start tearing this apart. All right, so first thing is first, I guess what I'm going to do is try to remove some of this plastic, just like that. We're not going to use that. And try to take all the covers off and figure out how to really take this apart, because like I said, I've never done this, so I'm just figuring it out as it goes. So here's one of the features that I know I'm going to need for sure, is the forward and backwards. Majority of the harness is off. I'm gonna need that box over there, and I'm gonna need the harness and obviously the track. This has the motor that makes the track go forward and backwards. None of these extra motors or actuators, we're not gonna use any of that. Okay, so I attach everything back on the vehicle, and this is what it looks like. Here is the bracket. This is what slides back and forth. I have the switch installed. I plugged it back in, and if I hit the switch to go forward, it moves forward, and if I hit the switch to go back, it goes back. So everything still works, even though I disattach a bunch of the connectors and a bunch of the things that we're not going to use. Everything still works, so that is a good sign. The bad thing, this is the bad news. There's good news and bad news. This is the bad news. If you look at this, if you pay attention, it sits on a slant for whatever reason. That's how they build it, and I'll show you in the chair for in just a second. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this side right here, closest to the door, sits a lot lower than that side. So I can't just put the chair on top of here. All right, so I've removed the module, the seat module, whatever it's called. I've removed it off of the top so you can see a little bit better. You can see that side sits a lot higher than this side. You can see the bracket goes up here, goes up like this, and right here it lays flat. And I'll show you what it looks like on the seat, because you can see this part right here. You can see the right side is higher than the left side. Okay, so on this chair, this is the side that sits closest to the door. You can see this bracket right here. This is what mounts onto that bracket that slides back and forth. This comes out a lot lower than the bottom piece. If I could angle it like this, you can see what this looks like here, and you can see way down there, way in the distance right there, it sits closer. So it doesn't, it's made to sit uneven, so I have to even it out because this chair doesn't have that feature. This chair sits completely flat and flush, so I have to correct that over there in the bracket, and that's what I'm talking about. That's what I have to correct. I have to do that so the chair doesn't sit sideways. So of course I have the welder out. We're going to be using that, and we're going to be doing some cutting and fabricating, which is actually one of my favorite things to do. So let's just cut to it and start to fabricate, and hopefully it works. Alright, so here's what I have so far. I've made the braces that go across. This is the piece that the chairs are actually going to bolt onto. So I'm going to have to make a template now so I could get where the holes go for the chair, so I could bolt everything down. And once I have that template here, I could kind of place all of this where it needs to go and tack weld it and remove everything and weld it outside of the vehicle. Alright, so I have everything in place. I chose to grab my welding jacket to make sure I don't catch the carpet on fire. I should be able to just tack there, tack here, and everything should be good to go. I brought the welder outside, and now it's just a matter of just tacking everything into place. Alright, so I gently pulled it out of the vehicle. And now I'm going to add a little bit more tacks right here, so nothing moves around before I finish all the welds. I didn't want to move it too far because I didn't want anything to twist on me. Alright, so everything is welded and it's ready to go. Basically, all I have to do is put the template on, mark where the holes go, and just drill, and we're done. Alright, so I got everything painted. So let's go ahead and flip it around and see what does it look like and if things line up. And they do. So I went out and got some washers and longer bolts because I needed it for this side, especially for this side, because there's like a double bracket. There's two pieces of metal here now, and the bolts that I had did not work.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter.
Alright, so I've wrapped everything up. So everything is done now. I have everything zip tied. And I know what you might be thinking. Some of these features I am no longer using. Why didn't I cut the wires? But I left those wires in there just in case there's some type of light or some type of feature that will disable this chair for whatever reason, from it being able to work or not. And I didn't want to remove anything right now. So just in case, I left everything in there. Just in case I get a dummy light later or whatever, I can go in there and bypass the wire. And later on, if I want to, I could eliminate the wires, but they're nice and tucked underneath here, and I think it's not going to be a problem. I located the switch. I mounted the switch in the side of the chair, and I just used self tappers. And this is the part that goes back and forth, and it no longer goes up and down, of course, but it goes back and forth. So that's the part that we wanted. That's the whole reason why I did this whole thing. Just as I was wrapping things up, Chris showed up.
What's up, guys?
What do you think?
Long time no see. Honestly, it looks pretty cool. I never even thought you could do this, because you usually see just the sliders. Everybody puts the sliders,
right,
or they don't even put sliders. They just have it where it's in one position and it's just for them. But I think it's pretty cool that anybody can drive it, so we could adjust it and whatnot. So that's pretty cool.
Exactly. So some of these are mounted permanently and then they're just stuck at one length, or they have the sliders which are mechanical. But now I put a electrical feature on this chair, so it's pretty cool. I mean, did it take longer than it should have? Absolutely. Was it cheaper? No, this was actually cheaper. To make this was cheaper for me since I cut and weld everything myself. The material cost me right around 60 bucks or 40 bucks. Each one of these tracks from
Sparco, it's like 100, 200 bucks, right?
Yep.
It's like 200 bucks.
Yep, exactly. So the cheapest ones I saw online were $86. So I think this is cheaper, this is better. It has the electrical feature. Now, the only thing that counts is if it works.
I think it'll work. It's Pro Motors.
It was working before, but this is the problem. This is what I noticed. When I was welding, there was a lot of smoke coming out of here, and there is a piece of plastic that goes back and forth. I hope I didn't melt that, because then I'm going to be very disappointed. It might not work. After that, I'm going to go ahead and grease. There's like a worm gear inside there. I'm going to go ahead and grease all that up, grease up the track, and install it on the vehicle, and let's go find out. All right, guys, so here we go. It's installed. We got the seat in here. We got the electric switch, and let's test it out. Forward, backwards. It works, man. Pretty sweet, huh? All right, guys, so I'm sitting in it. Let's see it. Let's see how it works. Goes forward, goes backwards. I didn't, like I said before, I didn't put any of the other features because that was going to be too complicated. I really just wanted it to go forward and backwards. And let me show you something else I did not know about this car. Chris showed me. I had no clue. You could adjust the steering wheel. I didn't know about this. So you could really make it fit exactly how you need it to for this. I mean, there's so many adjustments on here. It's pretty cool. So that feels about right for me. Something like this. So yeah, now I get to do the other side. And then after I'm done with all of that, I'm gonna do the dash, because the dash looks pretty bad. And the more I look around, the more things that are broken. You can see this visor is done. Got to replace that or fix it. Something's going on with this, and there is still so much to do on this car. So that is all the time I have for today for this video. Make sure to check out everything else I'm doing, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.